Hey, what's up? Welcome to DGenEd. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts and going over crypto for Crypto Corner Sat Stacker on Saturday 20th. Going to be going over 20 different cryptocurrencies that I do every single week, starting a little bit later today, just because I was kind of, excited about making some other videos. And yeah, now it's time to do this before it gets too late. Anyways, the thesis is really just kind of based around the Ethereum chart that I saw it hitting a bottom around Easter, which I called ETHster. You can check out the video that I did put out on 420, which was Easter this year. There's a link in the description of this video to the Happy ETHster video, the basis of my thesis. And so, price was down at 1400 then, and I think it could be going up to around 8,000 by the end of the year. But I'm kind of starting to think that maybe 8,000 is a little bit lower, but maybe, I want to wait until 2026. I really don't know. But anyways, I started to compile all of these memes around the low here and following the low with everybody being so bearish on Ethereum. And that got me thinking that the bottom was likely in there. And yeah, so that's what these videos are about. And also, if you do want like a more deep dive into my thesis, I will include a link in the description of this video to the most recent Crypto Corner Sat Stacker, where I probably spend about 20 minutes diving into the thesis. So link down below to that if you want to check it out. But, I'm going to try to do this one a little bit more efficiently than usual. So let's dive right into the list here. One thing you might notice that's a little bit different is, the support and resistance levels that I had for this past week. I made that black, or at least dark gray, so there's just not as much contrast here, so you guys don't get shocked with all the white. But yeah, this is the list of the different cryptos, and a few things that stand out from last week. I did get a lot of dips. A lot of dip buys filled. They weren't huge orders. The most notable one was probably, the Cardano. I got a $72 fill at a price, or actually, it doesn't show up here as being green, so that's kind of odd. That was not Cardano. That was, yeah, Cardano, $72 fill. So yeah, maybe I screwed up here. I don't really know. I might have just, bought. Anyways, maybe I screwed that up. But yeah, the green at 72, that corresponds with the dip. And yeah, that's kind of odd. Solana 92 did not hit that. But we did hit for Link $6 there. Maybe the 72 is a mistake. I'm not really sure. We'll have to look at the charts to find out. But I did get fills down here for, let's see, Pepe and Trump. Got some dips on those, but that's just $1, so no big deal. Did not get the dip for Litecoin, Avalanche, or Solana, as I had mentioned. And then over here, XRP and PENGU did not get those dips. I did dip by Fartcoin and Arbitrum. I don't know how well you can see it because I think there's a little slider there. But Arbitrum, I basically placed limit dip buys for $7, and 4 of them, ended up getting filled. So that's why it says 28 bucks down there. My Arbitrum position is not as large as I'd like it to be, so I'm going to add to that. Oh, and I should also note here for Ethereum Classic, I did sell some at break even, I believe, but I should have sold more aggressively because it is down some now. But really, I just view the downside, the dips that we're seeing now are buy the dip opportunities, because I think that we are going to be seeing some nice upside. And then, I was considering buying some Ondo at a dip, did not happen. And then Doge, I would, buy 100 if I buy 100 of RLC. But that level didn't get hit, which I guess was like 112. But yeah, we'll talk about all that stuff ticker by ticker. And then also just want to note how some of these did move up in the ranks marked by green, or down in the ranks marked by red. But yeah, let's dive into the first one on the list, which is going to be Bitcoin, ticker symbol BTC. Let's first populate that market cap. And so coming over here, we can see the market cap right there. So I'm just going to copy that and paste it into this cell. And let's see. Yep. And so we can see that Bitcoin actually went up. Well, we're seeing dips right now. Bitcoin went up over the past week. The market cap last Saturday was, basically flat to where it's at now. So $2.3 trillion. And yeah, it's just looks like $1 billion more than it was last week. And then let's check out the price as well. So the closing price for Friday. So we did see a pretty big red candle there for Friday, coming down 1.22% and closing on September 19th at a price of 115.69055. 115.69055. Did I get that right? Yes. Okay, cool. So that's good. Yeah, price came down some, and let's just out of curiosity, where was it last week? 16,106, now at, so it's not much lower, so not really that big of a deal. And it does look like I am up about 20% in my position, and that's based on daily dollar cost averaging $40 buys every single day using the exchange Strike. There are links in the description of this video to all of these exchanges here, which is really just Strike, Robinhood, and Coinbase. But yeah, doing that dollar cost averaging, I'm up 20%. My average is around 96,000. So feeling good about that. But I am getting close to the amount that I'd like to be stacked up to. So I'm probably going to cut this down to $5 in the next couple weeks, I imagine. Definitely sometime in October, if not by the end of September. But yeah, thinking about this, and let's actually pull up the chart here. So to me, this looks like, upside move, consolidating above the 50-day simple moving average, which is at 114, about 400. And that also corresponds with the 382 here, but maybe I need to. No, actually, that is, 382 for this. So I don't know how significant that is, but that orange trend line, that goes back, having some history over here to, let's see, the highs from the end of 2017 and then intersecting with the tops in 2021. And so we are currently trading above that level. But yeah, I mean, let's just talk about, the levels that I had highlighted last week as I clumsily zoom in to the chart here. And so I believe I talked about 115 being the low for Bitcoin, and that was hit. I didn't have any orders there, but just doing the daily dollar cost averaging, and then I do see resistance to the upside around 135. So I might actually just pull this up over here so I can edit those numbers. And let's see, what was the low from last week? We did pierce that orange line, multiple times. We did come down to the 50-day simple moving average, and that was on the 15th. So on Monday, we came down to a low of 114.395.84. And so that would have pierced 115, gotten a fill there if an order was placed, but would not have gotten a fill much lower than that. So I think that was a pretty spot on level. And so I feel pretty good about that. So I might just leave this one alone. And then I'm just going to make that black because the alerts and orders, don't need to worry about them because I already have the alert at this level. And then resistance to the upside probably going to be the same, 135. And, how do I get up there? That is going to be, multiple Fibonacci extensions. So this one over here looks like it's based on the low from June 22nd up to the high of August 14th, and then down to the lows over here. And so, with that being said, That's around 133, but we also have this one over here, which is around 135. So I'm fine to just leave that there. And, I just don't want to be spending too much time on this video. So I am just going to leave those alone. And so now we can move on to the next ticker on the list, which is going to be Ethereum, ticker symbol ETH. So let's populate that market cap data, rank number 2 here on CoinMarketCap. So just copying that number to paste it over here. And we can see that Ethereum's market cap went down over the past week. It was at $566, almost $567 billion market cap. Now it's around 542 billion, still above $500 billion. So looking good in that sense, but we have seen a little bit of a pullback. And then coming over here to look at the ETH chart. This is one that I do go over basically every day for the Ethereum Strategic Reserve. So I do cover this pretty extensively. And so anyways, the closing price on Friday, September 19th was at 4471. So $4,471 and actually 0 cents, which is pretty crazy, but that does happen. And so we do see that there red on the day, and it does look like I'm up about 72% on this position, whereas last week I was up about 84%. But it is what it is, and that's still up a lot, so I'm not complaining about that. Just like Bitcoin, I'm doing $40 daily DCAs, and my average on Ethereum looks like it's around 2,600, just a little bit above that. And so for me, the support and resistance levels, I'm actually just going to pull them up over here. That's going to be $4,200. Why do I see that as being a level? Partly because of, like 420, just thinking that's funny. But also we do have the 50-day simple moving average here, which is actually around 4,300 now. The lowest that we got last week was a low of like 4,416. But yeah, maybe it comes down to 4,200. We do have the consolidation over here around 4,300, but maybe we get a sweep of those lows and then a bounce. So I could see that. So I'm going to leave that level alone, not going to worry about it. And then just resistance to the upside, $5,100. You can see that extension just above us. And so that is going to be based on, let's see, the Fibonacci extension here up to this and then down to here, which is actually kind of surprising because I would think I'd make one go a little bit higher, but maybe there is just another extension up there. Nope. But yeah, let's see. That goes from that low up to the high here and then pull back. It's because we just haven't really seen enough of a pullback from up here for me to really have confidence that, where the bottom is. So, I guess I could do another extension, just from the lows here up to that high. And then let's pull back here. And let's say actually it pulls back to, sub 4,000. So, or let's just say it pulls back to, where I'm thinking it could come down to. So 4,000, about 200. So I'll do it at 205 and then we can, move this up and see that will be putting price at around $7,000. So that's pretty crazy. So yeah, that's just too bigger picture perspective. I'd rather, look at the shorter term and like 5,100. That seems like a more feasible level to hit. But then actually, I do have in the additionals here 8,000 because that's kind of my price target, although I'd probably only really trim at 8,000 because I think that Ethereum could be heading up to 10 to 20,000 in all honesty. If you look at this on the log scale, you would be able to see it. Maybe I'll pull that up in just a minute. But yeah, what I might do, oh crap, I don't want to do that. What I might do is, I just wanted to undo so it would pull up what I had here. But yeah, so yeah, because really I mean, if I'm doing it from the low here, I should really be doing it from the low here up to that. And then who knows how low this could come back to. I mean, it could come back to like 2,800. I have no idea. So yeah, I'm going to leave that alone. I think that 7,000 would just be like arbitrary and stuff. So I'm not going to worry about that. And I mean, yeah, what else do I have to say about this? 8,000, you know, I'm not planning on trimming at these levels. I think they're fine. Oh yeah, I wanted to look at this on the log scale. That's what I was talking about. Maybe I do that on the weekly. And so that's really just based on, you know, this red trend line. It's the same one that I had drawn, you know, to get the $8,000 price target. But if we actually look at the convergence of the yellow uptrend here and the red uptrend here, that is around $19,000 where they meet. So, you know, I think that from where we're at, it could be, you know, going up, you know, 4x or so, 4 or 5x to around 20,000. So that's, you know, pretty crazy. But, you know, that's just what I see. They're looking at this on the log scale. If I do flip this back to linear, we could see that, you know, 8,000 approximately by, let's see, you know, definitely by the end of the year, that'd be even higher. So, yeah, we'll have to see. That's on the weekly. Oh, and that was the 26th, 2026. I was misreading the axis. So let's see, December 29th. That would be, yeah, around 8,000. So 8,000 to 20,000 is where I could see ETH going, and that's on the weekly. Now it's on the daily, and this is on the linear. So I'm going to come back to the list over here, and we can talk about the next one, which is going to be Dogecoin, ticker symbol DOGE. And yeah, let's check out the market cap for Doge, ranked number 8 on the list here. And let's copy that market cap, and I can just paste that over here. I wonder if this did go up or down. So 40 million, 40.4 million. And if we look at it from last week, it was like 44.7 billion. Sorry, I'm tired. I should have made this video earlier, but I didn't. Yeah, and then we can check out the closing price from Friday for Doge. And that, let's see with my doodle there, that closing price from the 19th was 26.62. So 26.62. And it looks like I'm up about 49% on my Doge position with my average just below 18 cents. And so that is looking, you know, not too bad, you know, feeling fine about that. And so just thinking about the numbers over here, 23 cents to the downside. And I might actually, just to clean it up, I'm going to delete that doodle. And so 23 cents, yeah, that'd be coming down approximately to the 50-day simple moving average, which is around 23.26 cents. So I'm going to leave that alone. And let's see, may place order if alert goes off. You know, that would really just be depending on what happens with RLC. So, oh yeah, and I should probably put some additional levels here, but they'd be additional levels to the upside. So yeah, 23 cents, I'm going to leave it, and maybe I should just change that to be an alert, because I don't really plan on doing anything with Doge. Oh, but one thing, thinking about levels to the upside, last week, you know, on Saturday, we hit the high of 30.74 cents. And I was talking about how I thought that might be a top. We did pull back. So it would have been good to sell there around 30 cents and then could buy back now around 26, 27 cents. But maybe we don't go lower. Maybe this is just a short-term pullback over the weekend, and then we start to move higher next week. I would not be surprised by that. And also thinking about this, we do have lower highs here, lower highs in the volume. So that's good. We're like consolidating up here. It looks bullish with the lower highs in the volume, or the lower volume, and then lower highs in the RSI. So that's not bearish divergence or anything. So I think that that is good. But yeah, level to the upside, what did I say? 33 cents. Let's take a step back. That's going to be from this Fibonacci extension. I go over it every week, so I'm not going to go over it again. 33 cents right there, so I'm going to leave that alone. I don't plan on selling there because there are some other levels that I'd like to sell at. Just for fun, I'm going to put it up here, 69 cents, but I don't necessarily plan on selling there. But, of course, $1. That's, of course, a level to be paying attention to. And then, let's see. What is $1 divided by 18 cents? So let's just consider that. So $1, or is that the right way to do this math? 5, so a 5.5x. So let's see, what is my average? My average for Doge is 1789. So let's type that into here, 17.89. So let's multiply that by 5 or 5.5. And that's going to be just shy of $1. And actually, I should probably do this, 1789. And so I might actually just multiply that by 5. 89, that would be a new all-time high. And, I think that's actually kind of a good level to trim. 5x, I think that's great. It's above 69. Can't really complain about that. So let's see, 8945. So over here, I might do, let's see, 89. Oh, crap. 8945. And then let's also just go with, what is that number that I had done? About 55, 5.5x. So 1789 times 5.5. That's like 98 cents. So maybe I'd want to trim some at 98 cents in case, we don't hit $1. We don't go up that high. So I think that's kind of a nice way. Those are some levels for me to consider. And then this first one, 69 cents. I don't necessarily plan on trimming there, but maybe that's something I do want to keep in mind. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for Doge. And I might just highlight this so I know that I need to, do that. Maybe I'll make these automatic, that color, for the time being. And then now we continue on to the next one on the list, which is going to be iExec, ticker symbol RLC. So let's check out the market cap for them. Over here, they're going to be at the very bottom of the list. They are ranked 371. So for the longest time, they've been ranked sub 400, so 400 plus. Very exciting to see them get into the 300s, but they have been pulling back some. If we do look at the market cap, it's around $104 million, which is really pretty, small. But they do have an active account on X. They do seem like they're working on a lot of things, so it does make me feel good about them. And last week it was around 111 million. Now it's around 104. So it definitely came down some. But then now let's check out the chart over here and get an idea. We're closed at on the 19th at 118.66. So 118.66. And this is actually one that's pretty interesting, because it's getting pretty close to my support level of 112. But I have been in the red on this for quite some time, although it did spike above my average recently. And that is 156, down 24% on it. And if it does come down to my level of 112, I'd get about $100 just to add to get my average down. So I'm just chilling. I'm just waiting for that to take place. I do have an order placed on Coinbase Advanced. And yeah, let's just consider these levels. So 112 Do I think it could be going lower than that? I mean, the 50-day simple moving average is at 112.72. Maybe it pierces that. It comes down to 112. Maybe I don't get an order fill, but maybe I do. Maybe we get a nice little drop and then it can potentially start to go higher. At least I'd be getting my average lower. So I'm fine with 112 still. And then thinking about the upside at 220, that is apparently where I have an order placed. And so I need to be considering that. Yeah, both of these, I got orders placed to buy at 112 and then 220 to sell some. Not a lot, but some. And so that's really just going to be based on, it looks like, this fib extension up here going from, let's see, the low here from August 2nd up to that high, and then the pullback. And one thing that I should note, these levels up here, so these levels, I don't have any orders placed, whereas these levels, I do. So any levels that I don't have placed, oh, I mean, it's just like that's an alert, so I would alert myself. Yeah, I would sell those, so yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, these orders are all placed for RLC. So I think that's it for that one. And going on to the next one on the list, which is going to be Loopring, ticker symbol LRC. Let's check out the market cap for them. They are ranked number 321 with a market cap of $127 million. Hopefully I copied that, but I may not have. Did get it. Cool. And so that's down. Last week it was at 138. Now it's at $128 million market cap. Let's just go over here to look at the chart. And so it does look like we are retesting that 20-day simple moving average, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Just want to get the close from Friday, September 19th, which is at a price of, let's see, 9.17 cents. 9.17 cents. Did come down some. Looks like I'm down about 5% on my position. And the level that I would consider buying at is around 93 cents. I imagine I did get a fill just because I'm, doing this kind of late in the day. So I'm actually going to, let's see. I'm just going to look at my phone, Coinbase. I don't think I got a fill. Let's just check out some of the orders that I have. Sorry, I'm just doing this on my phone. But yeah, let's see the orders that I have open. View all. And so LRC, I have a limit sell, but no limit buy. Huh. So the last limit buy for LRC was at 1097. Yeah, so let's see, LRC 93. So crap, I'm going to want to, get my average down apparently. Well, maybe I don't want to because it does look like we are going lower. So yeah, I don't know. That's just very interesting. Let me stay focused on this though. But the close was at 917. Yeah, so I apparently did not have an order placed. I have an order sell placed, but not a buy. Limit buy, cancel. Yeah, so that's interesting. And maybe what I could do with this, I don't intend to do this frequently, but with Coinbase One, you get, 5 free trades a month. And I usually make the trades with Coinbase Advanced. Oh, actually, it looks like Loopring now is Loopring is at 9.33 cents. So it did come up some. So yeah, maybe I need to place a limit buy, or just, maybe what I'll do is if it does go to, 92, 91, then I just do a market buy, something like that. But yeah, that's kind of disappointing, but at the same time, I don't really need much more risk exposure to LRC. But yeah, so that was hit. I should have an alert that went off. Let's see. Price alerts, custom alerts, LRC. Nope, these are old. So the last ones that I got, custom alerts. So let's see. I'm just, price moves below. That's because I can't place an alert at 0.93 cents. It has to be 9 cents. So I guess if that alert goes off, then I'd place a buy. Since this didn't fill, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of disappointing, to be honest. But yeah, it is what it is, and I'm spending too much time thinking about this. But yeah, I mean, what I should do, I want that to be 9.3, but if I can't have an alert there, then I need to do it like that. And so I'm going to just round that down, and then I need to, order not placed, alerts not placed. So I need to adjust that, make that black. And then that is an order I will place, but alerts and orders placed. And so I need to do that. Actually, no, the alert is there though. The order's not. So looks like I need to place a buy there. But, enough of that. Let's talk about resistance. 1452. I was actually going to trim a lot of my position at 1492. Why did I pick that level? I think that's because that's being up 50% based on my average. And, because that would be going up to the 1618 here beyond that. Right around 15 cents here. So I think that's kind of why I picked that one, kind of seeing that this is similar to RLC potentially, but it didn't go up as high. But maybe we'd see a move like that. So I think that's why I did that. But yeah, I'm just going to leave that alone, but I'm probably going to adjust that to perhaps whatever my new average would be if I do, place this buy order. Or if it gets filled, I should say. But yeah, that's, I must say, a little bit disappointing that I didn't have that placed because, yeah, I mean, let's see. The low from the past week was 9.01 cents, what I'm seeing on Coinbase. And this is the Coinbase data. So, what was the low earlier in the week? Was 0.09 cents. On my phone, it says 0.09. It says 9.01 cents. Yeah, so maybe we sweep that. Maybe I get a fill, and maybe I feel good about that. Maybe I don't. I don't know. But yeah, the next one on the list is going to be Ondo, ticker symbol ONDO. And yeah, let's check out the market cap for that one. And so it's going to be a little bit higher up on the list. Let's see, where is it? It's probably not that high. Ondo right here, tough to see. Ranked number 39 with a market cap of about $3.2 billion. So I'll put that in there. And did go down over the past week. It looks like it was at 3.4, almost $3.5 billion market cap last week. And now it is at 3.2. And if we check the price from yesterday for Ondo, got a pretty big candle down, over 5% down on the day. And the close is at 102297. So 102297. And yep, so that looks correct. And yeah, we can see that I am up about 15%. in that position with my average at 89 cents. The current price is above that. So, that is great. Feeling good. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Ondo, I think, if it'd come down to 96.9 cents, I'd consider a buy there, apparently. And so, yeah, let's just consider this over here. But I don't have any orders placed. It's not placing orders. But yeah, 96.9 cents. So what was the low over the past week? It looks like it was hit on September 17th. And that low was $1.01. And really, like, the reason why I have it at around 9.6 cents or 96 cents, is because the 50-day simple moving average is around 97 or so. Maybe we pierced that, and just having fun with the number, including a 6.9 there. And then the level to the upside, 138. Don't plan on trimming there, but the reason why I have that is going to be because of this 100% Fibonacci extension. But I could see price getting up to, 172 or so, or 169. So I'd place an order there if it did get up that high. So yeah, I feel good about those. Not really going to adjust them. And yeah, so let's come back over here to look at Ethereum Classic, ticker symbol ETC. Let's check out the market cap for that one. Ranked number 41 with a market cap of $3.1 billion. And that did come down over the past week. Let's see, 3.4. Now it's at 3.1, and so let's check the price. And so came down on Friday, September 19th to close at 2022. So 2022. So that's down. Looks like I'm down in my position by about 6%. I'm not too surprised since I was trimming at break even. I should have just exited because this is one that I don't really care to hold much of anymore. But it is what it is. I'm not too worried. Yeah, and then like the levels to this, 21 I guess would be a level to dip buy at or consider support, but it is lower than that, or it was at least yesterday. It actually is right now at 2025. So yeah, I mean, hopefully this is a dip buying opportunity and this goes back up, but if it does not, it is what it is. So for this, let's see, the level to the upside that I could see as acting as resistance is 30. That's really just going to be kind of a psychological level, and then also just considering this retracement here that bring it up to around $30. So that's why I have that there. I'm just going to leave those levels alone. And so now we can look at the next one on the list, which is going to be Solana, ticker symbol SOL. And so let's check out the market cap of Solana. It's going to be ranked number 6, I believe. Yep, up here at $130 billion market cap. And, this is one that I more aggressively bought. I have as many SOL as I want to hold. And it looks like it actually went up over the past week, which is pretty crazy. So at $130 billion, whereas last week it was at just shy of $130 billion. So it didn't really go up too much, but it did go up some. And while I have seen some here that are negative for me, I'm pretty sure that Solana is in the green. And so let's just look at the closing price from Friday, September 19th. That was at 238.67, so 238.67, and I'm up my Solana position by about 36%. And what do I plan on doing with this over the course of the next week? And also, I didn't do anything up here for this, but I probably want to change this one to NA. I'm just going to chill on that. It's going to be kind of a quiet week. There are just a few on here that I'd like to trim. But I do plan on trimming more of Ethereum Classic if it does go higher. And back to my break even, basically. But yeah, anyways, Solana. I didn't get dip buy. And, for whatever reason, and I'm kind of confused about Cardano. We'll look at that in a minute. But yeah, for this, I was basically just doing $13 daily DCAs, and then I just added a little bit this morning to push myself to the level that I wanted. And so I don't plan on getting any more Solana. I'm just going to be chilling with my position, at least for now. So I'll just be leaving that alone. And let's see, levels to the downside and the upside. Let's consider those over here. So 221.69. So Solana is currently trading well above that. 221.69 would be like right around here, if it pulled back to there. So, I think that's a fine level. I'm just going to leave the alert there. I think that's good. Now level to the upside 260. Did not plan on trimming there, and we did not quite get there. It looks like we saw the high over here just a couple days ago. The high was 253.61. And with that, we did put in higher highs in the price and kind of flat over here. So that's actually a little bit lower. So that is a little bit of bearish divergence. So maybe we do see a pullback to this level. I could see that happening. But yeah, the next one on the list is then going to be Cardano, ticker symbol ADA. Let's check out the market cap of this one, ranked number 10. And Cardano's got a $32 billion market cap. So let's see, did that go up or down over the past week? Went down. So let's see. I was 33.5 billion. Now it's 32 billion, sorry. And let's check out the price of Cardano. Closing price from Friday, September 19th was 89.1 cents. 89.1. So right there, and it looks like I'm up about 11% of my position. And so I'm really curious, maybe I screwed this up. 84. Did 84 get filled or get hit? What was the low for the week? It looks like it was 85.13, 85.34. So yeah, I am not sure what happened with that. So I got Cardano here. Yeah. What happened? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused by that, but I just, I had too much stuff going on. But anyways, what happened with Cardano, just like with Solana, I don't plan on doing any more buys. I feel good about my position size. I'm just going to chill. Maybe after some weeks of being a little bit less aggressive with the buys, I am just going to chill. And I should note that this, I need to adjust, make that yellow, because, I need to do that there. But anyways, yeah, focusing on these. Thinking about Cardano, 84 to the downside and 110 to the upside. So let's think about those. So 84 for Cardano. Why did I pick that? Let's see, the 50-day simple moving average is around 85.22 cents. Lows over here came pretty close. Yeah, but maybe we sweep the lows or something coming down to over here. See, at 84, I'm fine to leave that. I'm going to leave it alone. And then 110 to the upside. That is, right, 110, yeah, right around here. Got lots of levels there. So, do I have orders placed, but not for the sells? Yeah, I think that Cardano could go a lot higher than that. So I don't plan on selling there, $2, $3, stuff like that. I'd be more interested there. But yeah, let's continue on with the next one. That's going to be Chainlink, ticker symbol LINK. So let's populate the market cap data there. They're ranked number 12, just under $16 billion market cap. So just going to paste that here. And was at 16.8 billion, and now it's at 15.8, so it came down by about $1 billion. And let's check out the price of Link. Closing price from Friday, September 19th was at 23,484. So 23,484. And, price did come down. Not surprised there. And Link, I believe that is one that I feel fine about my position size. Did get the dip by $6. And that was at $23. And so let's just check out the price. The low for the week we saw on Wednesday, September 17th, that was $22.76. So did get the fill there. And yeah, so let's see. Got that fill. That's good. Oh, and I think that this is like a legacy from that. Yeah, so I can make this one, black like that. So I can just leave it alone. Not going to do anything with it. Alerts placed. Yep. Okay, so Link 23. What do I want to consider the downside? I'm not going to do anything more with this, but this is 22, and I don't necessarily see it going lower than that. If it does, though, maybe 21. But just, because I'm tired and stuff, I'm just not going to worry about any alerts to the downside because not many people watch these videos, and I'm not going to be placing any orders. So I'm just going to leave that alone. So let's do that and that. Not going to do anything with it. And so, I got the alert, so I'll just chill there. Oh, and orders for these, it's just alerts. It's just alerts. I'm not placing any orders. Yeah, I'm going to chill with Ondo. Yeah, so I think that's okay. And let's see. AVAX, that's the next one. So let's take a look at Avalanche, ticker symbol AVAX, and let's populate that market cap data. So Avalanche is ranked number 13 with a market cap of just over $14 billion. And we can see that right there. Did actually go up over the past week, and that is one that we definitely saw going on quite a rampage. And, let's see, Avalanche last week was over here. Market cap of around 12.5 billion. Now it's at 14 billion. Yeah, so definitely did go up. And so let's check out the price of Avalanche. Yes, definitely went up. The closing price on the 19th was $33.76. So $33.76. That's looking good. I'm up about 34% in my position, and I have been doing, daily dollar cost averaging of around $14. And my target didn't get hit, a little bit off. Might have done the math wrong, or it might have just been that I was kind of rounding down a little too aggressively with the buys. And so what I am going to do with Avalanche, I've got it in my notepad. I'm just going to do, not 40, but I'm just going to do $2 daily buys. And I am actually going to reduce the number of significant figures there because it's probably going to be rounded to just below $2. But I want my Avalanche to be a little bit closer in size to my Link position and, these up here. So I'm going to try to get that up just by doing $2 daily buys. And I already have the $2 daily buys placed. And while I've been recording this, I'm sure that my daily DCA was filled on Avalanche because that's with Robinhood. So I don't need to make this yellow. That order is already, being executed on a daily basis. But then looking at this, 25 and 40. So let's actually come over here to look at this. So 25 and 40. Do I think that Avalanche could be coming down to 25? We do have a 50-day SMA around 25.50. Maybe we could come down to there. And, I would consider buying there, but I am not. Yeah, all of ooh, and this is actually not black. This is, I believe, this is, what color is that? Oh yeah, it seems like it's black, but it's over here. So there is that. Yeah, so I'm just thinking about this. What colors do I want to make these? You know, it's really just alerts. I mean, I really just need to make all of these red because I don't plan on buying. And I don't see it coming down to 25. But it could. And, you know, I'm just going to chill. I'm not going to worry about it. 40 to the upside. What was the high that we hit last week on the 19th? Hit a high of 35.82 on the 19th. So, yeah, I'm not really going to think too much more about that, unfortunately. And, yeah, actually, I do have an order placed. So right here, 54, I do have that order placed. So I should, you know, make that red, but that is for this, the 54 over here. But yeah, let's go on to the next one, which is going to be Litecoin, ticker symbol LTC. And let's check out the market cap. Ranked number 20, $8.7 billion market cap. And did go down over the past week, was trading around 9, or the market cap was around 9 billion, and now it's around 8.7. And let's check out the price. And let's see, right there, okay, at the top. And, you know, the price for this one, the close on Friday, was, let's see, 114.11, 114.11. And the, you know, dip levels that I had was 106.90, 140, upside 106.90. Let's check. I mean, that would be coming down to like the 382 again. So, yeah, I mean, I could see that. And then 140 would just be like just going shy of this 1618. So I'm going to leave both of those levels alone, you know, like all the others. I don't really plan on, you know, buying or anything. But I will, you know, make sure that I need to have the alert and maybe consider buying. Or, you know, not placing orders. No, I mean, I need to do it like this. So Avalanche, I do have the order placed there. So yeah, there is that. And so yeah, I mean, don't really need to say too much more about Litecoin. So let's move on to the next one, which is going to be Pepe, ticker symbol PEPE. Let's check out the market cap. Ranked number 32 with a market cap of $4.5 billion. And that is, you know, red from last week. Pepe was 5 billion. Now it's 4.5 billion. But yeah, let's check out the price over here. And now I can't scroll. So we got all of them in there. And so Pepe's closing price just above the 50-day moving average. We're currently trading right around there. But yeah, the close yesterday was 40.1077. So 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1177. Is that what I said? 1077. So that's down. Looks like I'm down about 23%. Oh, and Litecoin. That is not one that I plan on buying. So I'm just not going to do anything with that, leaving that alone. But as far as Pepe goes, I'm not going to worry about it to the downside, but I'm just going to continue to do dollar cost averaging. And with this, though, I should note that it's rounding, you know, it's already placed. So it's probably going to be rounded down a little bit. But yeah, $1 a day as I am in the red on that one. And then just considering the levels on Pepe, we can see 4 zeros and an 11. We're, right around there. So I think that's spot on. To be honest, I am just going to leave that there. And I'm not going to be buying, so I'm just going to be chilling. I do have orders placed, though, for daily dollar cost averaging. And maybe I should have the note for the ones that I am dollar cost averaging on, like Avalanche, already done. Pepe, done. So that's good. And, yeah, so we basically pulled back to this level. And so 4 zeros and a 13. Why do I think that? That'd be bumping into some resistance right around here, so I could see that. So I'm fine with that analysis. Now the next one is going to be Trump, the official Trump coin, ticker symbol TRUMP. So let's check out the market cap for that one. It's a little bit lower on the list, ranked number 62, and a market cap of around $1.7 billion. So right there, did come down over the past week, as it was around 1.8 billion. Now it's around 1.7. So let's check out the price of Trump. And the closing price on the 19th was 8.42. So 8.42. So it looks like I'm down, 26%. And, I'm treating that one just the same as Pepe, just doing $1 daily DCAs. And with Robinhood, that does tend to round them down a little bit. So it's like a 98 or 99 cent daily dip buy. And yeah, let's check out the info over here. So 869, where are we currently at? We're right around there. So that's where we're at. So I'm just going to make that there. I don't plan on dip buying, but I do have, orders placed on the daily. Why did I pick 17 bucks? That is really just, this fib extension here. And that's around 17, but I do think that this could be getting back up to 35 in the 40s, maybe beyond. I suspect beyond. But, that's just a level that I would trim at. And I apparently do have an order placed, I believe. No, actually, I don't think I do. But I would trim there. So maybe. And then this. I do have orders placed to trim Ethereum Classic, but not necessarily at 30. And so the trims, let's see. I'm just going to go back to Ethereum Classic for a second because let's see what was my average on Ethereum Classic, 2161. So that's going to be a level that I would trim at. And then let's see what's 2161 times 1.1, so 10% gain. That's like 2377. So I think I'd also have a trim order at 2377. So those I do have placed. So I just wanted to note those there. And yeah, I was talking about Trump. I think I finished talking about Trump, I believe. Yeah, so nothing too crazy there. So let's go on to the next one, which is going to be Aave, ticker AAVE. And the market cap for Aave is ranked number 31 at $4.5 billion. Does look like it came down over the past week, as it was at around 4.8 billion. Now it's about 4.5 billion. So let's check out the price of Aave. And it does look like it's kind of broken below this trend line, but maybe this is a really nice dip buying opportunity, a little fake out breakdown. I could see it as that. But yeah, on the 19th, the closing price was $298.75. So $298.75. And it looks like I'm up about 1% on that position. In that one, because Aave is lower than Trump and Pepe, I think it has a little bit more utility than them. I'm going to be doing some daily buys, but I want to be getting past Trump and Pepe. So next week, in order to do that, I would need to be doing $2 daily DCAs. So, it's really not that much of a difference between them, but I just want to get that above. And let's also consider $300 that was hit. Apparently, you know, I did get a $1 dip buy on Aave, and I'm just going to be continuing that with a $2 daily DCA. And so, yeah, just coming over here, going to make this, you know, let's see, darker color and red there because I don't plan on buying, but I do have daily dollar cost averages. So, you know, I'm going to leave that there. And then 460 to the upside. That is going to be based on some fib extension, I believe. And so, yeah, that's going to be over here. So around 460, I could see it getting there. So I'm fine with those levels. And then, yeah, the next one on the list is going to be Fartcoin, ticker symbol Fartcoin. And let's check out the market cap for that one. Ranked number 100, market cap at $774 million. And that is down from last week. It was at, let's see, 923 million. Now it's at 774, so it came down quite a bit. And yeah, let's check out the price of this one. So this one's actually kind of disappointing because I was like really proud of myself earlier for buying some, adding to my position at around 80 cents. And then we, of course, did come lower, coming down by more than 15% on Friday the 19th, closing at 79.10, so 79.10. But it does look like I'm about break even, just a little bit up, unless it is continuing lower. So I'm probably about break even right now. I did get a $100 dip buy, and that was at, as we can see, 80 cents. But so for this one, you know, I just think it's funny. 69 cents. If it goes back, you know, I'll buy more, but I don't necessarily want to because I don't really want to be spreading myself, you know, too deep into the Fartcoin territory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to color this one yellow because I need to place an order, but I'm going to do it at 69. So I need to place an alert and I need to place that order. But I do have an order placed to trim here, I believe. But yeah, we'll need to place an order at 69 cents. Just trying to have some fun. But yeah, basically 17. And I should probably adjust this to be, you know, actually no, because in Coinbase Advanced, I can do it, you know, fraction of a penny limit orders. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. But yeah, looking at the chart, corresponds to the highs up here. So like 116.9, that's fine. And then the next one, actually, before I do that, I've got that. I need to make that yellow. So I know I need to place an order there. Also LRC, any other ones I need to place orders on. Should be good. Yeah, and so the next one on the list is going to be XRP, ticker symbol XRP. And we have a market cap for this one. I believe it's ranked number 3. And that is $178 billion market cap. And let's see, did it go up or down? It went down last week. It was at, let's see, 186, almost 187 billion dollar market cap. Now it's at 178. And let's check out the price of, not Fartcoin, XRP. And so the closing price from yesterday was right around that 50-day simple moving average. So on the 19th, that was a close at 299.10. So 299.10. And it looks like I'm up about 20% in my position. And so for this one, you know, while XRP is lower than Fartcoin, Trump, Pepe, it should definitely be up higher on the list. But I just, you know, in all honesty, I don't want to be like addicted to putting lots of money in every single day, every single week, even though, you know, $1, $2 is not that much. I would like to be putting in $2 a day to get this above these. But if I just do $1 a day, oops, wrong one. Then, no, that's the right one. There we go. Then I would at least keep up with the buys I'm doing here. And then after Aave overtakes Pepe and Trump, then next week I could switch Aave to $1 DCA, and then I can switch XRP to a $2 DCA. But anyways, let's look over here. The dip level at 265, currently trading at 298, so I don't necessarily see that happening, but we do have the 50% retracement around 264. And then to the upside, 450, I could see that. And so I do have orders placed on this. And so that is, and then so alerts and orders not placed. So yeah, right there. So I see that with Fartcoin, and I'm just gonna, maybe I need to do this so it's not so blinding for you guys when I scroll down. But yeah, just went over XRP. I'm going to leave those levels alone. And so we can go over the next one, which is Pudgy Penguins, ticker symbol PENGU. Let's check out the market cap for that one. It's probably going to be a little bit lower on the list. Ranked number 51. You can see just above Ed's head there at about $2.2 billion market cap. So you're going to paste this over here. And that is down a little bit. And let's compare with last week market cap. So PENGU was at 2.3 billion. Now it's at 2.2 billion. So it came down some. And let's just check over here to see the closing price from Friday, September 19th, was at 3.563 cents. 3.563 cents. Looks like I'm up about 12% in my position. And, I feel comfortable with my position. I can just, leave that alone. So that's going to be an NA for PENGU. But let's just, consider the levels that I have over here, 3 cents and 5 cents. So, what was the low last week? It was about, 3.213 cents. I could see us hitting a low of 3. But I am not going to be placing any orders. I got the alerts placed, so that's good. I'm just chilling. And yeah, I'm not going to be placing any orders. So I'm going to make that red. Make that red. Oh, it's 17. Yeah, I would trim there. 5 cents. No, I think I would probably, trim some PENGU at 5 cents. And these other ones. XRP, I'd also trim. What am I doing? So, I would trim XRP, orders. Why do I have orders? Okay, so that's because of dollar cost averaging. But yeah, I don't want to give myself the signal that I would not sell there. I would sell there, or I would trim there. I would trim there. I believe I would. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah. So 5 cents, that is quite notably to the upside for PENGU. That's kind of actually, 5 cents right around here. I'm not sure exactly how I got that number, but I like it. I'm fine with it. I'm leaving it. All right, so the next one on the list is going to be Uniswap, ticker symbol UNI. So let's check out the market cap for that one. And so Uniswap, ranked number 25 at $5.8 billion market cap. And let's see, $6.3 billion last week. Now it's at 5.8, so it came down by about $500 million. And let's check out the price. So this is one I trimmed pretty heavily on, or not necessarily heavily on, but I don't plan on adding more to it. But we did see the close on Friday, September 19th of $9.16.6. So $9.16.6. Did come down. It looks like I'm down about 10%. So glad I trimmed. And, I'm not going to worry about that. Although, these ones that are negative, it's kind of like the same argument you know, like these, maybe I should be dollar cost averaging as I am negative, but I think for this week, you know, I'm just going to leave it alone. So I'm not going to worry about that. But yeah, let's look at the chart. Where could this be coming down to? And actually, what did I say? I thought it could be coming down to 969. We are currently below that. So I could see the next level being like 842. And so that being kind of like 420. So 842. And so that is one that I don't plan on buying the dip on. But I do need to place an order there. Or not place an order there, place an alert there. So I need to do that. I need to, yeah, I would just let the alerts go. And then to the upside, the level that I would trim at is 16. That's going to be from this 100% extension up to around 16. So need to adjust this, but I'm fine with that. Going to leave the rest alone. And then now for the last one on the list, I'm excited for this because I'm tired. That is Arbitrum, ticker symbol ARB. Let's check out the market cap. And so Arbitrum is ranked number 44 with a market cap of 2.6, almost $2.7 billion market cap. And did come down from last week. Let's see. It was at 2.8. Now it's at 2.7. And let's see what the price was closing at yesterday, right around the 50-day simple moving average. The SMA, I got to get better at saying SMA. On the 19th, it closed at 48.89 cents, so 48.89 cents. All right, and so I'm down about 2%. And for me, I'm going to write this as a dip, but I'm basically just going to place an order as long as it's, you know, as long as I get a fill, you know, below 50 cents, you know, because I don't want to get my average to go up, you know. And so that dip for this would actually be yellow. So I'm just going to copy that so I don't have to change colors. But that would be a dip of $17. And then that puts my Arbitrum position where I want it. And then I just leave it, you know, as NAs for that one. But let's just look over at the values here. So 50 cents, that was hit. Let's see, 48 cents. I mean, I could see 48 cents being hit. So maybe I just want to place a limit dip buy at 48 cents. I could see that as getting hit. And so that's one that I need to place. I'm going to leave it black because I want to place that order. Resistance, I could definitely see that at $1, but I would not plan on trimming there because I think that this could be going up notably higher. But maybe at that time I do decide to trim. So I don't have an order placed just yet, so I'm going to delete that. I will place that. But yeah, I mean, that is all of them from the list here. So I'm kind of over it, you know, this week, I think, because I was just doing so many other videos today. But from going over all of that, from looking at this list here, I did reformat the percent P&L. So I think that this is a little bit more. Oh, I actually screwed it up. So I'm going to pause this and we'll come back to it in 1 second. All right, so yeah, there wasn't an issue with my calculations or anything here. It was actually an issue in Excel, but I did format things a little bit differently so we can see the negative ones here a little bit better, even though I do block them some. But yeah, Ethereum, you know, as usual, is the best performer, but over here it does look like Trump, Pepe, and RLC, you know, the three ones that are usually down the most. They are down the most, you know, sub 20%. Just to look at this visually because, you know, I do have it over here. And so that is Trump and Pepe down 23 and 26%. And then also RLC down 24%. So that's actually performing better than Trump. So that's kind of crazy. But yeah, I did adjust this. I did adjust the colors to reflect the actual coins that you get from CoinMarketCap. You can download the logos, the token, and And yeah, so all those colors are based on those coins. And, you know, eventually I think that this is going to just be starting to go vertical, but we're not there yet, with Ethereum again being the best performer, followed by Doge, then Solana, and then Avalanche. So looking good with those, and that is about it. But, you know, as always, those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for more weekly coverage of cryptos like this. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.